Seconds. 3 seconds. Good afternoon and welcome to episode 120 of Pillar Talk. Pillar Talk is brought to you by Ruthless Pro Wrestling, Flashback Antique and Crafts, Little Brown Jug, 8 Mile Vodka, Mugsy Sports Grill and Bar, Monroe Sport Center, and Amaya's Fresh Mexican Grill. Today we got a great guest for you. We got Ann from Flashback Antiques and Crafts. I just said your name.
You did just say my name.
Just said Flashback.
Oh my goodness.
It's a flashback. Okay, what's up, Ann? Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so a little bit about me. I am 30 years old. I'm a mom of 3 wonderful kids, and I own Flashback Antique and Crafts located inside the Mall of Monroe. So
where the old Hallmark store was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Explain to us what Flashback is.
So Flashback, I took the idea of an antique mall and miniaturized it into a smaller version to where we rent out booth space to other small businesses and entrepreneurs, and we provide business coaching as well as online selling for them. We kind of guide them on their journey if they're getting started or if they're already established. We help sell their items in a retail atmosphere while providing pretty much information if they need it, as well as making money. So it's kind of a win-win for all of us.
So it's like one of those giant strip malls everybody wants to go to. You remember those? Like Gibraltar Trade Center?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where you get the best turtles.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome. Like the reptiles was the best place.
Yep. So you said you do a little bit of business coaching. Like, how do you do that? Are you helping them in setting up, like, how to like even sale prices and everything? Or
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we pretty much cover from everything from logo designs, branding, website design, business plans, helping with networks, helping get funding where you need, expanding every aspect of your business. We have a few different people in there. Like we have people who make candles. We also guide them if they want to become wholesalers to larger companies. So we have created this network of a whole bunch of different other small businesses that want to help others grow. So it's all about kind of like Brain Jerk. It's a multitude of small businesses coming together to work as one.
It's a giant network.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And so the business coaching dives into the aspect of, instead of Googling, you kind of get the direct answer from someone who's already established. So when it comes to setting up, say you're looking up, do I want to have a DBA or an LLC? We kind of dive in and figure out what's the best route for them to take, if that's a route that they need to take.
What got you into thinking business? Like, have you wanted to own a business your whole life?
Yes, I was one of those ridiculous 5-year-olds that knew exactly what she wanted to be when she grew up. So I've always wanted to own like a boutique style retail store. And as I grew up, I kind of experienced a lot with my parents because they're entrepreneurs themselves. They ran a business. So I got used to working with them 24/7. So I made my first business cards and first logos when I was 7 years old. So I've been doing it my entire life. And as I got into many different atmospheres of business, whether it be retail, dog grooming, bridal, everything, I kind of started to see a trend so that if someone wants to start a business, they don't know the stepping stones. They don't have the access to get the help they need. And most of the time, business coaches usually charge outrageous rates like $3,000, $4,000, upwards to even $20,000 to help just tiny little business to get started. And so I wanted to provide an atmosphere where I can literally basically hold their hands as they grow.
And you just want to see them grow. You want to see them be able to do it too. Can you tell me a little bit about the process, like, of starting a business from the ground up?
From the ground up, it's a lot of brainstorming, trying to figure out where you want to go. Like, say you have an idea that you want to, like, broadcasting, for example. You want to start a show, and you just kind of develop your ideas from there. You develop charts and figure out, well, I want to accomplish this. And you have to figure out the steps to get to that big goal. Say, I want to start a podcasting show.
Right.
So most of the time you start Googling, well, how do you start it? And you kind of just figure out your name when you're branding. And most of the time people focus a lot on niche marketing, which niche means where you fall in the spectrum. But I always like to say you don't have to get your niche down right away because you grow as a company.
You could be doing a ton of shit you didn't even know you were
Exactly.
gonna do.
So when it comes to small businesses and starting off, that's where we kind of rein in all their big ideas. And to start one, you starts with an idea. As simple as that. Someone
Okay,
can just like that.
So you said candles earlier, so
Mhm.
that's what I'm going to use the example. I make candles.
You make candles?
Yeah, just say I make
Mhm.
candles. I want to start a business. How would I do that through you?
Through me?
Yeah.
If you already have established like product, you would possibly come in, set up, look at a few different like areas that we have around the store. We find the best space for you that's the most affordable where you be making the most money.
Okay.
Say you just make candles, like you don't even have packaging or anything like that.
Okay.
So we would help track down what type of packaging you want to fit your candles. Say you're going for a masculine candle type stuff. So you
Right.
want manly stuff. You don't want the girly foo-foo. So we would sit and niche down to being like, we're going to find masculine containers or like kind of figure out what you want your packaging to look like. And then from there, we can develop your brand further and come up with a logo and a name and all of that stuff that's all inclusive.
I'd be like, why are you getting masculine ones? You know I want the foo-foo ones.
I know you want the foo-foo ones. You are the foo-foo one. I'm doing the exact opposite just because of that.
But yeah, you're right. Like, because that's a different kind of candle. There's not really. So you would just focus on, okay, now you got my packaging. And now what are we going to do?
We're going to develop marketing strategies and a business plan. So we'll sit down and we have sheets and worksheets that we go over with you for your business goals. And so say you want to eventually sell to all Targets in a certain area.
Okay.
You're going to want to get to that step. But in order to get there, you're going to have to start small and like you can start selling in the store. We help you get like logos, designs. And if we can't design something that fits like your brand, we will connect you with a lot of different other companies that we work with. And so it's all about using the network that's already established and getting you in line with the people that can help you. So with developing a brand new brand, that's actually probably my favorite thing because you get to build something. Think about like having a whole bunch of old blocks and like each one is something different. Like you need your logo before you can put anything on there. You need a business name and so on and so forth. And for there, you're going to want to sit down and brainstorm. They call them discovery calls is what most coaches call it. And discovery calls basically are a brainstorming session. So it's like this, sitting down, talking through your ideas, like talking about the person and make sure it fits with what they want. So as an example, one of our vendors, she's already an established author and artist, but she also wanted to start into doing jewelry. And so we were just having a discovery call, just sitting down, kind of coming up with ideas. But she wanted a company to incorporate all of her businesses. And I'm like, well, it's kind of like you're going down like low lanes and like little avenues of work. And so from there, it like clicked in her head. She's like, that's perfect, like for her name. So now she's rebranding her whole business and all of her other small businesses into Little Lanes is now her umbrella company. And so she can go from there. So it's all about talking things through.
So if you got a business coaching head, you have any advice for us? Like
for you guys? Yes. Well, I think a lot of it, you guys have it nailed down for the most part. You really do. I think that you have a regular schedule. You are consistent. That's huge when it comes to business. Your social media is active, which is number one. And you guys are already doing outdoor events. The only other thing to think of would be to kind of just start merchandising your brand more. Like I know you guys kind of do it with the stickers and the t-shirts and the banners, but kind of like pushing that stuff as a whole more, like creating it a brand, like a household brand.
That's right.
Yeah.
A brain jerk coffee mug.
Oh yeah.
A brain jerk coffee maker.
Yes. Like open on like store, like even having like an actual web page for you guys. I think that would be huge.
Yeah, that's something big that we want to do.
Oh, there is one. Look at that, guys.
Look at that. It's a mug.
That's branding right there.
Good morning, jerk offs.
I love that.
That's what that side says, and the other side says light it up.
Oh, okay.
That's perfect.
So I showed him the wrong side.
See, that's perfect.
Josh don't drink coffee. He just likes the smell of incense, apparently.
That's my incense.
Have you ever done any entertainment businesses, like business coaching?
Yes. Actually, I'm working with an independent artist, and he is literally, we are starting from the ground. I have connected him so far with a local band, and I'm working on connecting him through a few different agents because my background kind of is all over the place. Like I said, I went from bridal retail stores. I had been a professional model for over 10 years. I'm more used to working with a lot of different places. I was signed by John Casablanca for a while, so I got to travel like to Puerto Rico, and I did a lot of modeling over there and a lot of business. So I'm kind of well connected in every aspect.
Get me in the modeling.
Get you in the modeling? I can do that. I can do that 100%.
Plus size male modeling.
You know, that stuff sells. We always need more models.
Yeah.
Always.
Everything sells now.
Everything sells. There's a market for everything. That's my catchphrase.
How was it? That's cool. I didn't even know you were a model. How was it being a model?
It's difficult because of my size. Because in the States, it's required you have to be at least 5'4" to do commercial modeling for most companies. And I'm only 4'11". So
are you fucking wait? Well. There's a height limit?
Yes.
Why?
For most things. Yeah. Like the larger companies, like American Eagle, Aeropostale, even Hot Topic, all of them have that standard. Like if you go into like Sears or like local places, they don't really dive into that, but most of the bigger names, they have
5'7" or 5'4"?
5'4" for commercial modeling, and it's 5'9"
like
minimum.
5'4".
Yep.
They're probably going to go with someone 5'7" to 6 foot.
Yep.
Why?
Just because the way it's photographed, because in the modeling world and in fashion, like you're not meant to actually like show how it's displayed. You're basically just supposed to be a hanger, and most camera angles are set up for the taller people. So, but when I photograph, I look a lot taller, and I almost gotten signed by American Eagle, but when it came to signing the contract, they said, like, as I was signing, I had to put my height, and I was like, well, I'm not 5'4", so oh well. So that kind of got me more into business and realized that.
Were you your own business coach on that? Like, was that like?
I actually had a lot of mentors throughout that. Like I said, I worked with God, I can't remember his last name because he was in Puerto Rico, but it was Paolo, and he worked as a head like fashion business coach at like one of their main art schools, and he was incredible, and he kind of got me connected through a lot of different things. Like I said, he's probably the main reason I got signed by John Casablanca. So
Who's John Casablanca?
it's a modeling agency that's typically used in the States, but they get a lot of jobs. Like they've signed like Michael Murray for things.
Shortest model in the world right here.
But it's a lot. Like when it comes to business coaching, I wanted to.
But you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
You've seen a lot of different businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And you had that weird mind already. You wanted to break the fucking business down to its core.
Exactly.
So that's basically what you do. You're just interested in the business. You like the background of everything.
I do. I love like this aspect. I love interviewing people. I love figuring out how their mind works and how they want their business to be. And the fact that I always preach, it's not competition, it's community. Because there's enough money for all of us to be making it. There's no reason to compete.
I got the dopest question you're ever going to get asked.
Yay. Yes.
This is your interview. What if I wanted to be OnlyFans model? How would you coach me?
Ooh, okay. So
because you're a model?
Yes.
And you're a business coach.
Yes.
Make me rich on OnlyFans.
On OnlyFans. Well, that's pretty easy. Because no, like the plus size male modeling on OnlyFans is like a percentage of like maybe 0.5. Like there's not that many.
You fucking studied this already? Wait a second. Keep going.
Oh yeah, there's business.
Keep going. I'm
everything.
excited. I'm excited. Keep going.
So the biggest thing is business. It's how you push it. You push your product. It's like how you guys stay consistent with even Pillar Talk. You're always pushing it. You get interactive with things. So the number one thing I've noticed with OnlyFans is Twitter accounts, Reddit accounts, and TikToks, oddly enough. Those get the most traffic. So when it applies to those platforms, they're usually called funnels. So those are going to be the funnels that lead to your OnlyFans account.
Click on my thing because that's my OnlyFans account.
Yep, that's a funnel.
And here's a picture with my bra off.
Yep.
So
ooh, scandalous.
Here's a little taste.
Exactly. And most of the time, this is some of a misconception. A lot of people don't know that OnlyFans isn't limited to just like the nudity. There's chefs on there. There are personal coaches. There's yoga instructors. There's all different types of small businesses. It's just another platform.
Because a fat guy trying to be sexy is fun.
Well, fat guys don't have to try to be sexy. Let's get real.
I'm not trying to be like XXX.
No.
I'm trying to be funny sexy.
Oh, then do it. Get like some donuts and stuff.
What? Oh, put my hand down. Sorry.
To get like donut tastings and stuff.
Yeah, I just want I want to be a powdered donut. You know what I'm saying?
That would be pretty sweet. Like, he wants to be a powdered donut.
I want to be.
Do you want sprinkles on your powdered?
Yes, I want it.
We already made him a pizza.
You want a pizza?
You've seen that pizza video?
No, I need to see this video now.
I'm telling you, it's the OnlyFans fucking saga. It's gonna go.
Then do it.
I
always said, people just do it.
I almost want to give it to TikTok because I know it would just go super viral.
Do it. That's the biggest thing, honestly.
But it was too sexual for TikTok. I was too.
What? Sounds like someone needs to clip out.
I'm too sexy, bro. I'm too sexy, and I wasn't naked. What? Maybe I should put little fucking tape on my nipples next time.
Do it. It's all about those nipples. They tag you for the nipples.
Even mine too.
Yeah, because you've got breasts.
I was about to say, I think you got me and you are the same cup size. I think we're.
That's not. I checked my girth the other day.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It was a lot.
What girth?
My girth of I don't know, whatever Kim did.
Of your gut or of your?
I think both.
Your
What's my girth? She did my.
Your girth is how big of a round. Usually, when we talk about girth, it's about what's below your belt, not what's above your belt.
Girth. No, the girth of my body, not the girth of my.
That's your bust.
My no square.
Your no square.
What's this called?
Bust.
Oh, my bust.
Yes.
65 inches, bitches.
That's impressive.
I'm a busty bitch.
What's that?
Is that what?
That's busty.
My chest.
You wear a 65G or something like that.
Nice.
No, dude.
A cup, 65B.
There you go. Brain jerk bras. Do that. Brain jerk bras. T-Rup bras.
I've been trying so hard to get somebody to buy me a pair of titties.
That's the biggest thing I think that most business coaches provide is accountability. Like getting someone that's in your corner, supporting you and telling you.
But you're not only, you're like an actual athlete coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's funny because Coach K.
I know Coach K was just on.
Yeah. So it's the same thing you have to do. Instead of push-ups, you're like fucking write more.
Exactly.
Write more goals. Get it going. You know, make more fucking candles or make, do whatever. Get on OnlyFans.
It's busting those excuses down because most of the excuses are just the imposter syndrome and the fear of yourself talking. I
never correlated it with like coaching.
Yeah.
It is business coaching, but like you would think it was a whole lot different. No, it's just somebody like everybody needs to be bitched at a little bit.
Yeah. Pretty much. Just a little bit. I excel at the bitching part. No, I'm kidding.
That's okay. So
I just blew your mind, didn't I?
Yeah. Are you comfortable with doing any business?
Any businesses. Like I have worked with.
Because you broke down OnlyFans like a motherfucker. And
OnlyFans are super simple. Like honestly, the biggest thing about that is consistency and advertising. That's how people are making money on it. It really is. If you have a solid funnel and you have solid content, it speaks for itself.
Have you studied TikTok?
Yes.
Okay. How do I make a TikTok account?
It's the same thing. It's all about like how often you share and stuff. And when it comes to the algorithm, a lot of the algorithms are actually in the process of changing. a lot of people will sit there and put multiple like different hashtags and stuff like that. Everything's getting cut down to like 3 or 4. Like anything past that, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they won't register it. So you're going to want to be interactive. That's the key with any marketing and any business. Like the fact that you guys go out and about, that leads people to it. Like you're creating your own network for it. So for TikTok, the biggest thing is just going on there, sharing, following other people, engaging, and having really funny content too. Because if your content isn't anything, you won't get followers.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
And then with TikTok, how it's set up, you only need 1,000 followers to go live. Once you have 1,000 followers, you can go live. A lot of live streams are where people are making money off TikTok because they can send in gifts and things like that, which translates into money. Mm-hmm. And from there, I think it's 10,000 required followers and like a certain other set things, which it's all available on TikTok. If you go into like the actual creators spot, it tells you everything and breaks it down. And for that, you need something crazy, like 10 grand, like I said, for it. But it's really easy. I mean, there's plenty of people making money off of TikTok. Like I think at least 3 or 4 people in Monroe that quit their jobs just to do TikTok. So it's just all about pushing your marketing.
T-Rub, also, what about TikTok?
TikTok.
I started a new app.
Yeah. TikTok.
Yep. And it's like you flip through pages and it's like, where's Waldo?
I love that. That's great.
We didn't plan that. That was all off the top of the head.
That
was a good
awesome.
one, Josh. Good alley-oop.
That would be fucking hilarious. You need to do that now, though. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. In the cornfield, what is that? TikTok. TikTok.
I love that.
Just a straw.
No, for real. That's it. That's it, guys. It's not.
It's one of the micros hanging out.
That's a carrot.
So, I heard rumors around town.
You heard rumors
that you've been sitting in this chair, hosting your own.
show. Yes. So I took the concept of the business coaching, and I wanted to kind of do a podcast / live event to interview the small businesses that are going around this community, that are coming up, and kind of draw more attention. And a wonderful brain jerk here offered up their studios, and now we created something beautiful. I say it's me and Josh's little baby now at this point. It's Saturday Morning Lounge because everyone hates Mondays, but everyone loves Saturdays. So it's like a Saturday morning experience on a Monday. Yeah.
Do you drink coffee?
No.
A lounge sounds like you would drink coffee.
It started off actually funny. It started off on Thursdays in our store at FlashBack. It was a networking event. So small businesses would get together and we'd go in there and talk about the struggles that we're dealing with. And as an example, one of our live events, Coach K was there even, and his wife and a few of the other mall employees and mall store owners. We were all sitting there talking, and we were talking about SEOs. Do you know what SEOs are? So SEOs are the breakdown of the algorithm and how much traffic and stuff you're going through on your pages and your Facebook, your website, all of that stuff. It's how your content is performing. And so we dive into that. And the biggest struggle everyone with SEOs is, well, how do I get more traffic? What do I use? What taglines to use? We did an in-store exercise to where, say they had to find a product and say a Breeze pen. How would you market the Breeze pen? And we kind of dive into that. So we focus on what would our first thoughts be for it, and like what hashtags would you use? 3 hashtags.
Puff, puff, pass, bitches. Do you even vape, bro?
Nice.
And if you don't breeze, then if you don't breeze, you're a sleaze because you smoke cigarettes still.
Yes. That's for you, Corey, because I know you're watching.
Okay. That's for you especially, bro.
We'll have to get him on here too, yeah. But those are great. Those are definitely like really good taglines. When it comes to hashtags, you're gonna want to think what people are looking up. So like when you're typing into Google.
Oh, so if that's what it is, for Breeze, I would put tits and ass, boobs, with 3 O's, and then
Boobs with 3 O's.
butt cheeks,
Nice.
and then boom, I got 1 million of these sold.
Yeah. But with that, you're gonna want to drive it towards what, like, say, what it does. So I would say vape for a tag, or even like Breeze, the name. And because those are going to be the things that people are looking up specifically for that. Because you can put general stuff, but most of the time those will get filtered out and create more of an annoyance to people.
Right.
Because if they're shopping for something, they want to be able to be directed towards
Just
their
plug in
thing.
vape, and then they see
Yeah.
all of it. Yeah.
And so when it comes to the hashtag, figuring out the algorithm, you're going to want something that has a larger amount of views, but not too many where you won't show up on the first few pages. So yeah, so you could sit there and type like vape, but you're gonna get, it's gonna be like 2, 3, maybe even like more million. So you're not gonna register on there unless you're getting multiple likes. So you're gonna want something kind of in the sweet spot. So being very descriptive in it, being like the pineapple vape Breeze, things like that. So you can kind of niche down.
So you can be one of those 4 millions.
Exactly.
You're getting liked the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. And you can always create your own hashtag too, which is something I always encourage small businesses, is to check your socials before you come up with a name. Because if that name's taken, it's going to make your life really hard. And I know Coach K deals with this with his other side business, because there's multiple Kenny Health and Wellnesses. So like when it comes to looking that up, you're going to want something that isn't taken on any of the platforms, or as close to as you can get. Exactly.
What?
And so you always tag yourself in those things too. Say like any post that you make, hashtag Brain Jerk Entertainment.
I always hashtag welcome to the Brain Jerk Arrow.
There you
Brain
go.
Jerk. I hashtag more than just a podcast.
Hashtag T-Rep is a 10.
Stuff like that. That's what and then I hashtag, like you said, if it's the vape, I would say vape. I would say clouds. I would say all sorts of stuff like that.
Well, luckily she's not talking to you, Josh.
No, Josh and I got this down.
What are some of the struggles that you're going through as your own business owner?
As our own business owner, honestly, because like it's a retail store, so it's slow traffic, and being inside the Mall of Monroe, I think everyone has such a negative connotation about the mall. It's kind of put the funding aspect into more of a reality base, being like, okay, it's kind of expensive being in there, and the traffic isn't bumping it up as much as it should.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we're even actually looking at getting our own independent store outside of the mall here in hopefully a few years. Thinking like 2 to 3.
Really?
So, yep.
Okay. Where would you want it?
I don't know. A lot of people are pushing for us to come down here. Besides the people in this community, I know I've been approached a few times in the store asked about coming down here to downtown Monroe. The only concern I have with that is just because I do have a lot of disabled customers, and they love coming into our store because it's easily accessible. And we focus on creating a large enough space to where they can get in their wheelchairs and stuff like that, and they can still shop.
So you would need a large enough space.
Exactly. But
because you still want to do what you do. But
exactly.
Yes.
But I also want to incorporate everything that we're dealing with. And I think between the podcast and then the business coaching, I think that really kind of creates our own niche, to where other antique stores are pretty much, you drop your products off, you leave them, and you'll pick up a check later. Like, we don't want to be one of those companies. We want to show that we care about all the small companies that are in our store, and we push their brands as a whole instead of them trying to conform under our brand.
Right.
Because there's so many diversified people in there. And that's why I wanted to start interviewing them and getting people on there. Like, so far, we interviewed Coach K as well. We have our Rachel Allenberg coming on, and she's opening up a store down here called Sunny Gin Co. That will be on Monday. And then we also have other businesses too. Like, I'm going to be interviewing one of my close friends who runs a DJ business. So pretty much anywhere on the spectrum, everything's a business, and we can talk about business for every aspect. And at the core, we're all trying to do the same thing. And I think it's about breaking down those big words and big technicalities that people like to throw around. I make business simple and networking simple to where
I think
anyone can do it.
I think that's totally cool because, like, Pillar Talk is made for, like, the people trying to get their stuff out there, get their name out there, or
Mhm.
their brand. But I'm trying to know the emotional side of it and, like, what's going on. Like, I'm asking you the struggles, and
Yeah.
like, but you're going to be in the whole business way. So if somebody's thinking about starting their own shit, you need to listen to that Saturday Morning Lounge because that'll be a good idea. And just hearing people pick about different businesses could help any business owner.
Exactly.
And just because there's different struggles in every business. So maybe you're not alone. Everybody having a business has struggles
Mhm.
different way, unless they're on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Making all that dough out there.
Yeah. Too much dough. What's the future of
The
FlashBack?
future of FlashBack is to once again, I definitely want an independent store, and I want to be able to hope at least, I'd say maybe 260 is my goal right now, for 260 small businesses and entrepreneurs to launch their goals and help to achieve them.
So you're going to make another Gibraltar Trade Center?
That's the goal. Yep.
I'll bring some reptiles up there.
Please do.
Is that, you would want to be
You gotta get
in
me a
Monroe?
gator. You gotta get me a gator.
You would want to be in Monroe, though?
Admittedly, like, I've thought about that multiple different times because most of my business coaching, this is actually, it'll be going on my second year down here. But even though I grew up in Monroe, I spent most of my business coaching in my life as an adult further away. So I spent 8 years up in Livonia area. And before that, I was in Puerto Rico for 2 years. So it's always been about everywhere else. And so I wanted to bring all this information back to my hometown. And ideally, I would like to keep it in Monroe. Uh, the biggest thing is just trying to change minds of people about
Is there
what
a
they feel it.
big enough spot for 260?
Oh yeah.
There is big enough
Oh yeah.
spots?
There's plenty. I mean, heck, I could probably fit 260 in my store. Yeah. It looks really full. I'm just really good at making it look really, really full. But no, there's ways for it. And not every business is a physical brick and mortar store style too. So I help people with the online stuff. As
Okay.
well as, like, say you're a digital marketer, or like me and Spooky are teaming up as well. Like Spooky Films, me and him are actually having this deal going on with Saturday Morning Lounge where it's an all-inclusive 3-page website, and he's filming a commercial for them, and it's $5,000, but you get a whole designed website and a commercial for that. So that's pretty dope.
You make websites?
Oh, I do it all. I do it all, that's for sure. And I'm also working with Launch 734, which is actually neighbors for you guys down the road. They do, it's a nonprofit company, and they focus on getting funding to small businesses and small entrepreneurship. And I got hired in to pretty much handle their event company, and I've handled their events and brand their events. So I'm a brand ambassador for them. So
I want to be an ambassador or something.
you're a Brain Jerk ambassador.
Am I, Josh?
Yes, he is.
Am I ambassador of Brain Jerk? What does that mean? What does ambassador mean?
You're the face.
Ha ha! That's me.
See, a lot of it's just like, honestly, the terminology that's used in like any business is just fluffed up. They come up with these big words for simple stuff, and I make it.
Yes, so technically your title would be brand ambassador of Brain Jerk Entertainment.
Yep. So you can put that on your resume.
Correct.
Also, that's also something that we help too. We help find out what your goals and your niches are, and we can apply that to any job you want. Like, I'm going to start a series called Value Your 9 to 5, and how to actually go through the interview process. Because a lot of people, when you're going through interview process, it doesn't occur to them that they can actually ask questions. Like, most of the time it's just like, well, why do you want to fill this position? I would answer it and then respond, why is this position open? So finding out what company you work for and if the company actually lends to you, even though the number one struggle most people have right now is money. As much as I hate to say it, I don't care about the money. I really don't. Like, I can be struggling, but the fact is, if you do good to the community, your community's got your back and they help out. And that's all that matters, is if we're helping each other.
Well, I mean, I just think love is so pushed back. Like, everybody should love everybody. Like,
Exactly.
hatred is pushed more than anything.
Mhm.
I hate you because you don't think like I do. Like, you should be. If everybody thought like you, this world would suck. You know, like
Yeah.
if everybody thought like the same person.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking robot. We were robots at that time. You know, like,
Exactly.
I like to look at those people that's been through some fucked up shit, and they're like, hey man, I'm gonna tell you a story.
Mhm.
I'm all ears, Papa. Let's go. You know,
That's
and
incredible.
because in every aspect of life, there's a story, a good story, funny stories, crazy stories, and you can relate to almost everybody. That's the one thing I've learned from talking on a podcast. Everybody has a story, and you're the
Exactly.
author of your own story.
You are.
Yep.
And it's just all about how you're writing it and how you're living it.
What would the Book of Anne be named?
I would probably go lame and just do miracle across it. And not in the sense that, like, what people are probably thinking. My mom's maiden name is Miracle.
No
And
way.
I always joke that I wanted her last name.
I
So,
would have
yeah,
too.
right? It's a good name.
You would be Ann Miracle.
I would.
She's Ann Miracle.
Yeah.
Oh, my life story would probably be the King of the World.
Yeah.
I did. Okay. This is some weird stuff that I thought of. I think it was really conceited.
The man in the van.
The man in the van.
The man. That's mine.
That's what I would name your story. The man in the van.
I don't deny that either. But I thought of something. I looked up at the stars, and like I noticed that they were all looking at me.
Mhm.
And then I said something just like jokingly, but like what I felt was like I was like, holy shit. It's my perspective from everything is my perspective. Everybody
Mhm.
looks at me. So in my own world, I'm
You're the main character.
the main yeah. So like I was like, every fucking star is looking directly at me. But it was like a funny joke at the time.
Mhm.
But after I thought about it for a second, I was like, oh my God, like it's all about perspective.
It really
That's
is.
why all the time I say I'm self-proclaimed
Mhm.
king of the world.
You
Because
are. You're king of your world.
nobody
I
can
don't
tell
care.
me what to do.
No.
At the end of the day, it's about, I'll listen. You know,
Yeah, it's your
most
choice.
of the time,
though.
most
It's your
time I
choice.
listen. But hey, you know, it's still my choice.
Mhm.
So it was a perspective thing, just like a weird thing. Because sometimes my wife's like, "You're looking at yourself in the mirror way too much." I'm like,
You gotta appreciate you, though.
"Have you seen me?"
You're like, look at
Yeah,
this.
I was like, "Dude, I'm a fat slice of cake." You know what I'm saying?
You're a whole meal. You're a
Yeah.
Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah, and I'm a whole turkey. And it was just a weird perspective thing. I told her about it too, and she was like, taken away by it. I was like, it's just like everybody's perspective. Nobody looks at me, or no, or I don't see me
Mhm.
like looking at me. I never do
No.
unless I'm in the mirror, but that's just a reflection. And everything,
Exactly.
I'm like, all eyes are on you, T-Rep. And I'm like, oh, and I was just way too wrapped up in my own self. And I
That's
said it.
funny.
I said what I was thinking out loud, and it was
Mhm.
funny as shit, but I was like, it's so truthful.
It is. And I think that's the core at anything. Like, whether you're struggling, whether you are starting a business, whether you're already in a business, or even you're just working a regular job, like me and you talk about, it's all about your mindset
Yep.
around it. And I think that's why I always like to market the fact that I'm a business coach and a mindset coach, because honestly, if you don't have a right mindset, you're never going to get anywhere, whether it be business, whether it be your life or anything. So really changing that kind of starts the dominoes.
Well, I've been a guy. I was the guy before the accident. I got medically retired.
Yeah.
So I was the guy that was just working. That was it. I didn't really, and I hated my job, but now I realize that job has made me so fucking smart. Like the different things that I've learned in that job. I was a maintenance man, but I've learned so much shit just in that job that I fucking hated, despised. And I was like, those are probably the best 7 years of my life because I learned some of the craziest shit that I've ever seen,
Yeah.
and then some of this stuff. And now I'm working at a different place, and now I'm like, all this shit, I've already known this because it was bred into me for 7 years, and now I'm making this place better. I feel like an asset to a different company
Exactly.
because of this job that I hated or whatever. And to be honest with you, every day I missed that job because it was 5 days of my life every day,
Mhm.
6 in the morning, 3:30. It was
Go,
everything,
go,
and then I was like, dude, I missed that shit. Like, and feeling wanted at another place, like, you don't know how much like that job that you despise or anything like that. You don't know how much
It
it does
impacts
for your
you.
mental health. Cause I had people I felt literally useless. Nobody could use me in a job. I was in a like wheelchair or a hospital bed,
Mm.
and feeling wanted is a lot. It does a lot for mental health. Like
Mhm.
even wanted for your skill set, not only wanted for like love or anything like that, but
Yeah.
like, hey, we need you to do your job or else you can't, like we can't run without you.
Yeah. So
And that's,
you're needed and
yeah, you
you're
feel wanted.
you're coveted.
Yes, you feel
Yeah.
wanted. And that's what I think everybody needs to do that. That's why everybody we're such the work mindset, like our people are. Somebody has to do something.
Mhm.
You can't just sit there. I've
Nope.
been the guy. I sat there and I recovered. It was a different kind of
Mhm.
job I was doing. But when I recovered, I didn't know what to do. That's when all my problems started happening because I didn't have nothing planned. Like what am I gonna do? Be crippled for the rest of my life? I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. And then I guess once I started giving a fuck, I got married and brain jerk
Yeah.
started, and so
So what
it's
about
just life's about being wanted or feeling wanted. I don't even care if they want me.
no?
I feel wanted though,
Mhm.
like I don't know. That was just my perspective on like life as itself, like because needing to be there to punch in somewhere, like you need to go to flashback. If you're not there and you don't put your heart in the flashback and your soul, like for real,
Mhm.
it's not going to run like it does.
No,
And because who loves flashback more than you?
that's true. No one does. Like that's like it's my fiance jokes that it's my baby, but it's 100%. Like I love
is.
it just as much as my other 3 kids.
Uh-huh.
Like I go there and multiple times of the day we get customers coming in. Like we have people come from out of state because they love coming in the atmosphere. Even people that don't even like buying stuff, they just come in for the talk
Yep.
and the conversation. That's why we always say we're more than a retail store because it's the connection. And admittedly, I wouldn't have those fun foundations of talking and relating to customers if it wasn't for some of the previous jobs I've had. Like I got most of my clientele building skills from working as a groomer at like PetSmarts and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
But like you're doing business coaching because you truly love it and you love seeing people, like that's something you can make money off of. Let's try to do it. And then you like they come back to you like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing so good,
Exactly.
and that's what the other people, like the $20,000 business coach, that
Yeah.
dude's doesn't care what your input is. This is how I know I'm this much money. This is what
Yeah.
I'm doing. You're asking them, who are you? What are you gonna do? Like you said, like just for the guy making the
Dude candles.
manly smell candles,
Yeah.
dude candles. That's a good business. Let's start it. And then you would get the masculine products and everything. Like it's just because you would like doing it. Not even because I just want to see how it works. I just
Yeah.
want to see it be built and do it.
Exactly.
And that's what I think. And that business coach, that's 20 grand. He don't give a fuck if
Nope.
you succeed or not, as long as he has that $20,000. He don't give a fuck.
I'm proud to sit there and be like, I can sit there and point, being like, okay, well, most of the people in the mall, even Umani and Uman's custom designs, I'm their business coach, and they were originally going to leave the mall and close their shop if it wasn't for all the stuff that I've helped out with them.
Okay.
So the fact that they're growing and they're getting out there, and the owner of that, I'll have her on Saturday morning soon. She's so quiet and so reserved. So pushing them past their comfort zone to get to where they want their business to go. Because she had approached me. She's like, "Oh, will you offer business coaching too?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so we set up a plan. I'm like, what's your dream job? And she said that she wanted to be a fashion designer. And she does custom t-shirts with like screen printing and stuff. And I'm like, but if you want to be a fashion designer, why aren't you selling your designs? Like, you have a storefront, you have the ability. Go what you want. Life's too short.
You do shirts. Make a couple with your designs.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Somebody, what Josh actually put this in my mind. If you keep putting the food out there, the people that want to eat it are going to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a taste for somebody. Just because these 400 people don't like it doesn't mean it's nothing. Just because you have
Exactly.
haters or whatever, somebody's going to eat that food eventually. Somebody's going to go past a shirt with her design on it and be like,
Mhm.
oh my fucking God, that's so sweet.
Exactly.
And then boom, that's all it needs. And then she tells her
Right.
friend, and then boom.
Mhm.
The one thing I do is that leap of faith. People won't take that. And I think that's just do it.
The biggest thing everyone tends to have is they're afraid. They're afraid of the rejection. They're afraid of all of that.
Failure sucks, but it's part of learning too.
Exactly. And I think Tino Amaya actually shared it. It's like you're not failing, you're learning a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big breakthrough when I finally actually caved in and opened up the store. Because originally we started in a smaller location. We were in the old GameStop. And at first when I moved in, I was like, oh my God, this is huge. How am I going to fill this? And we filled it in less than a month. And we just kept on growing and growing. And it got to the point where we had a wait list of like 30 different people that wanted to come in. And I'm like, well, I want to be able to provide the space. That's why we moved to Hallmark.
Okay.
And so we went from 1,500 square foot to 5,000 square foot. And when I first moved in there, I was like, oh, I'm not going to fill this. And anyone that's been into flashbacks knows how huge it is in there. Yeah.
How many do you have in there?
We have 75 vendors right
75.
now.
I thought it was over.
We're getting there. We have a lot of online people, but in store we have 75.
Oh, you offer online too?
Mm-hmm. We do it all. So, like, as a business coach, if I were to interview, what type of business would you want to start? Like, your actual one, no making anything up. Is there a business or a dream that you have?
The one thing I want to do, and I want to be, I don't know, I want to like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Something like that. I want to be stupid and be able to entertainment. That's what I want. I want Brain Jerk to go to the top. I love this.
It needs to.
Yeah, because I love hanging out. I like the parties too. I don't think I'll be that 45-year-old guy that's I want to go to the parties too and see what the new kids are fucking partying about. I want to be a part of it forever. Like, not like partying, but because I don't really like drink or anything like that. But like, just being up, I don't know, up with the hip with
breaking
the shit,
dancing with a 6-year-old. Yeah.
Like, and the entertainment is cool. I want to be, because I'm a funny guy. A lot of I finally believe now that I'm a funny guy.
Oh yeah.
And and that's just what I've Josh, I guess, beat it into me. And whenever somebody else says I'm a funny guy, I believe them, but I don't believe what Josh tells me at all. Because fuck Josh,
Aww.
This is how it is.
We love you, Josh. Don't let him fool you.
Story of my damn life.
Yeah. Oh, T-Rap, you're the funniest guy ever. You're a liar. But if Ann comes in, she's like, T-Rap, you're the funniest guy ever. I'm like, Josh.
And then he
comes Mappy said you're like one of his heroes now. I don't know if I told you that, but Maverick said that you're like one of his heroes. Yeah. Mav loves you. So
that's good. That's good.
He thinks you're hilarious.
But that's heroes.
I think that's an easy goal to achieve, and you guys are right on your way for it too. But heck, why don't you bring Jerk to OnlyFans?
I would want to do that, but it would be a team effort too. Like
Mhm.
it's not just for I want it to be something like that. Like, but I wouldn't want to do nothing like sexual or nothing
You
like
know
that. I
that
would like
too.
to do something like fat guy funny, like
Yeah.
the fat guy sexy or something like that. Like
Do little commercials. That's what I would recommend for you.
for what?
Anything. Like funny fat guy commercials.
Funny fat guy commercials.
Market it, dude.
Dude, I'm ready.
There
I'm
you
ready
go.
to do anything. Honestly,
It's
I
fun.
just like I scheduled 4 days for me to have for brain jerk alone,
Mhm.
and 3 days to have making money so I can pay bills.
Mhm.
So that's what I want to do. Those 4 days, I want to be doing something that's getting more
More
shit out,
money.
more content out there. Not more money. I'd want more content. I want people to see it. I don't
Mhm.
want the money to come until the whole world knows. I mean,
Of
the
course.
money's cool,
Yeah.
but
The world to know you
I
guys.
want, yes, I want to be known by everybody.
Mhm.
Like I want to be like Josh had a goal, and that's one of my goals too. I want to be known in the Philippines. I want to be like
I can help with
a
that.
famous guy in the Philippines, or like a famous guy in another country where they're like, holy shit, this American's stupid, and they just love watching
You
it.
know what? That's hilarious though, because like in any business, we pivoted a lot. When we first got Hallmark, we were gung ho. We had a partnership up with a company, which now they have their own independent store, it's CD Games, where we would
Yeah.
play retro video games and just focus on retro video games. And we did retro video game streaming, and it got pretty popular. And even though that's funny that you said the Philippines, we got plenty of orders from the Philippines because of doing the video game streaming.
Yep.
And so I think we sent like 3 or 4 different boxes to the Philippines of stuff that they shopped offline. So it's easy to get out there, and I think that with the way marketing and the way that all the platforms are, it's very easy to achieve those goals. It's all about staying consistent for what you're doing. And I think you guys have that nailed down, and it's just about broadcasting it out there.
I think I want to get. I don't know. I think that's the only thing I want to get out is my message. I guess.
What is your message?
Don't judge the book by the cover, because I'm a fruitcake. As soon as you start talking to me about I look scary.
There you go. There's your
That's
name of your book right there,
Yeah,
Fruitcake.
yeah, fruitcake for real. Like
There you go.
Scary fruitcake.
because even I'll brag to anybody. If your mom or grandma meets me, they're gonna fucking love me.
Oh yeah.
Just I talk
Definitely.
for fucking 8 minutes, and they're like, "Oh my god, this boy is so sweet." I get that
You're a
so
teddy
many.
bear.
Yes, and that's like I don't want them to think of me. There's so many people that think I'm great with all these tattoos and like the old sweet grandmas and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, that boy is just so nice," and that's what I want. Like, because
I
there's
love that.
just break the stigma of like somebody that looks like me doesn't. I just want to have fun and love people. That's all I want to do, and maybe it had to take an accident for me to realize it, but
You learned it
I'm
though.
almost glad it happened. So like,
I always say everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
whether or not like you believe in any higher power or anything. Like it's a reason. There's a reason that you're there.
I just said it today, driving here. I lived through that accident where I wasn't supposed to live through. I lived to spread love. That's what I did. And that's not deriving it from any higher power or anything. That was just for me. I was like, that's my purpose. That's what that's what I thought of today. I said just to spread what I'm doing right now and just keep doing it. Never like distract myself off of spreading what I'm spreading now. I just want to see people smile. That's it.
That's
I
a
don't
great
give a
goal
shit
to
how
have.
it is. I just want to see them smile. And that's like you said, I don't care about the money either. I just want to see people smile and like, wow, that dude was a good dude. At least just because I feel like I fucked up in my
Previous
life, and
Yeah.
and I just want to be like, because I've always been nice and fluffy my whole life. It's just I put on this persona, and really I want to break everybody's, because everybody puts on a mask. I meet Ann for the first time. Hi, Ann. I'm fucking Tyler Rupp, and I'm not
Yeah.
even Tyler Rupp.
No.
Because one day, if you know me like a lot, you're
Yeah.
gonna see the mask come off, and you're gonna be like, T-Rep's a little fucked up,
Mhm.
but that's why I tell the truth about all my problems,
That's good. That's the
everything.
best way to be.
And that's because you can't come at me and say, well, you said this one time and you didn't. And I got to
Mhm.
think of some lie I made up a long
It's
time ago.
exhausting.
Yeah. If you don't like it, go home. If you don't like it, I got two more questions for you.
Da-da-da-da.
One's
On the statement.
watch this question I'm going to ask you.
Oh, goodness.
I would like for you to plug yourself in and I fucked it up.
Statement.
That is a statement. Plug yourself in and anywhere where people can reach you.
Other statement.
Would you plug yourself in and give people an avenue for any way to reach you? And then I got another question
how do we
for
reach
you.
and get a hold of all your information?
So the best way to reach us would be Flashback Antique and Crafts at gmail.com or our website and flashbackantiqueandcrafts.com or Facebook. It's all pretty much the same where across all platforms. It's tagline, but it is antique without an S. That is a huge thing.
Antique without an S,
Yes.
and she'll coach you on OnlyFans.
Yes,
Promise.
I will. Well, let's get your OnlyFans going.
I just started.
We're going to. We're going.
I got a live.
You think you're joking? This is going to be a thing, T. I'm going to make this a thing.
Can Corey come and rub bellies with me while
Yes.
we're oily? Okay,
Yes. That's fine. Encourage his
one more question for you.
Da-da-da-da.
If you had one last thing to say to the world, what are you saying?
Stop the hate. Like, there's no competition. It's community all the way.
Short and sweet.
Mhm.
Hold on.
It's like me, short and sweet.
Do you got and the shortest model ever? That's it for episode 120 of Pillar Talk. I will see you guys later. Thank you, Ann, for coming on and sharing your story.
Brought to you by Brain
Sweaty.
Jerk. Fuck yeah.